Good afternoon, thank you very much and welcome here to O'Reilly's GAA Drogheda in County Louth for the start of the 2021 AIB All-Ireland Club Camogie Finals weekend. If you're watching from Galway, Wexford or Offaly, no doubt you're looking forward to the Croke Park doubleheader that takes place tomorrow Sunday. But for the next few hours we're here for the first two finals, the Junior A final taking place in a couple of moments time between Clanmaurice from Kerry and Eoghan Rua from Derry. Later on we have Derry Lawn from Tyrone and Knocknana from County Wicklow in the Junior B final. I'm Darren Kelly, joined in the commentary box by Elaine Aylward. Elaine, it's Camogie Finals weekend. We're up here in Drogheda. We have a bit of a trek to get here. The crowd are working their way in and they're looking forward to two good games of Camogie.
Yeah, massive weekend for, as you said, for the club Camogie Finals, and it starts off here this morning at 12:30 in Drogheda, and as you said, a huge crowd building in here now, so I'm sure the two games today will absolutely set the standard for the weekend, and I think we're in for four thrilling finals.
We have two streams here today brought to you in association with Entry. We'll talk about the Junior B final later on, but here our focus now for the next couple of hours is Clanmaurice from Kerry, looking to win their second title against Eoghan Rua from Derry, intermediate champions twice a decade ago, working their way back. We'll run through the two teams. We'll start with the Clanmaurice side, who lost the 2020 final back in January. They're looking to win their title back. They're 1-15 lines out as in your programme. In goal number 1, Aoife Fitzgerald. A full back line of 2, Elaine Ryle. 3 is Niamh Lean and 4 is Michelle Costello. The half back line were number 5 Rachel McCarthy, centre back number 6 Sarah Murphy, and 7 is Anya O'Connor. In midfield is the captain number 8 Patrice Diggin. She's partnered by 9 Edel Slattery. The half forward line 10 Anne-Marie Lean, 11 Eva Behan, and 12 is Kate Lynch. Inside line of 13 Jessica Fitzhill, 14 Jackie Horgan, 15 Danielle O'Leary. An experienced crew now, Elaine, with plenty of variety there for positions.
Absolutely, a really experienced crew, you know. I suppose unfortunate to lose the 2020 All-Ireland final of just a few short weeks ago, and I suppose given the way the championships have gone, have the luxury now of being back in an All-Ireland final, so they haven't had to wait a full 12 months to get over the disappointment of that loss to Raharney. Had a really good semi-final win against Raharney again, a real tough, dogged affair that they took to extra time before coming out on top, so they'll bring all that hurt, I'm sure, from the last day in Mine Temple Toohey and all the passion and experience that they have today. And look, they'd have to be favourites going into today's game given their history in the competition, I suppose, but look, I expect a stiff challenge from Eoghan Rua.
As you said there, they will come into this game as favourites, playing their 5th final in only a few years, but Eoghan Rua have a pedigree of winning finals, even if it is 11 years since they were last champions, or 10 years actually to be exact. Their team one change from the 1-15. In goal number 1 Grace McMullen, full back line of 2 Kate Doherty, 3 is Maria Mooney, and 4 Anna Morrison. The half back line were number 5 is Erica Duggan, centre back is Maeve Duffy, and 7 the captain Ailish McNimmy. In midfield now we're number 18 is Cara McLaughlin, she's partnered with number 9 Megan Kerr. The half forward line 10 Rosanna McAleese, 11 Katie Mullen, and 12 Lucy O'Kane. Inside line 13 Grania Holmes, 14 Claire Holly, 15 Shauna Doherty. Still plenty of experience from those All-Ireland wins back a decade ago.
Absolutely, and I suppose that's when Eoghan Rua would have first come to the attention of a lot of clubs outside of Derry maybe, and that experience that they brought in the intermediate and senior championship. You know, they ran Milford really, really close in an All-Ireland semi-final. As you said, I think it was 10 or 12 years ago maybe, so huge experience there. And you look at the likes of Katie Mullen then coming in from the Irish hockey setup to bring even more experience into a setup, so I don't think they'll fear Clanmaurice at all today. Had a really, really good semi-final win as well, so they'll be coming here fully intent on putting it up to Clanmaurice, and look, they'll need to get a really good start I think, but they're well capable of doing that.
They are capable of doing that as well. We mentioned their pedigree too. The referee for this game is John McDonough from Galway. His standby referee is Mike Ryan from Tipperary. The other linesman is Peter Dowd from Meath, and the fourth official Enda Lucknan from Galway. The two teams just going through their pre-match huddles before the start of the AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie Finals. We mentioned there, Elaine, Clanmaurice have the more recent experience as well. They have the pain only a couple of months ago of the first meeting with Raharney. They've avenged that since, but of course that was only a semi-final. Many will totally be a final, while Eoghan Rua have quietly got the work done to earn the right to be back in an All-Ireland decider.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the danger from a Clanmaurice point of view, is all the focus has been on them. That semi-final would have been deemed by a lot of people to be the All-Ireland final, given that it was the All-Ireland final of a couple of weeks before that, so that's the danger, that they got caught up in the Raharney buzz. But I suppose when you've had that hurt of an All-Ireland final defeat in the not so distant past, it's very fresh in your mind, so that they know coming here today that, you know, if they give Eoghan Rua too much space or too much time, that they'll be fighting an uphill battle. Now obviously they've a lot of players back from that All-Ireland defeat a few weeks ago, so that's a huge plus to them. I felt that day against Raharney in the All-Ireland final that they just needed a couple of fresh legs maybe coming down the home straight, and they didn't have it due to, you know, registration issues and whatever. They didn't have players, but they've got a full panel back today, and I think they're really out to avenge that defeat.
One of those players that they have back as well on the bench, Liz Houlihan. She's in an eventful life in the last couple of months as well, but only 3 weeks I think after having a baby boy. She's here, she'll be on the line but ready to get involved if need be.
Yeah, look, what a woman, I suppose, and what a dedication to a club and to a cause. And look, I saw her in Mine Temple Toohey that day before she had her baby, and I think she was ready to come on that day too if needs be. I think she did as much running as anyone up and down the line. So look, I suppose it just shows what a tight-knit bunch they are in Clanmaurice. You know, it's not a massive panel. They depend on having every single player that they can have available to them, and I'm sure having Liz back in the fold, not that she ever really left the fold, she was ready to play in any of the games in the 2020 run too, but I'm sure having her back involved in the panel and talked out today is a huge lift for them.
And of course, as you mentioned as well, hockey fans will be watching it today. Katie Mullen is captaining Ireland to a World Cup in June. The squad announced during the week. She played on the day of my 14th birthday, she played in a World Cup final against the Netherlands, but I'd say she cherished an All-Ireland medal as much as anything else.
Absolutely, and even reading the interviews and listening to her talking during the week, you can hear the passion she has for Eoghan Rua and what it means to her to get back to the club and play a part. And look, you can't underestimate the experience she brings. You know, in international hockey, she's played on the biggest stages, and she's coming back here today to play a club final for her club. So as much as Liz will be a huge bonus to Clanmaurice, having the likes of Katie in the Eoghan Rua team is obviously a huge thing for them as well. So look, they'll be looking to her today for a lot of leadership up front, but they've plenty of pedigree all over the field, and it won't be just a one-woman show.
Conditions here in O'Reilly's GA in Drogheda are excellent. There's a bit of a breeze there. I think it's more a crossfield breeze. Very hard to tell with the flags at the moment, so it shouldn't really affect the scoring. The sun is out for the start of March, exactly what we want.
Absolutely. Look, there's no bad day to play a Club All-Ireland final. Certainly once you're there, it's great to be there and get to play it, but I suppose given the conditions we had 2 weeks ago for the semi-final stages of storms and trying to get it played between storms and stuff, it's fabulous, as you said, to be here today. Fantastic conditions, pitch and really good nick out there, sun shining overhead, and about to play 2 All-Ireland club finals.
Clanmaurice will be attacking the goal to the right in the first half here. I hope you enjoy our coverage here. Darren Kelly and Elaine Elwood brought to you in association with entry for the Camogie Association YouTube channel. John McDonough, the referee, just checking that everybody is in position. Of course, we're expecting some positional changes in both teams, but the game is on, and the 2021 AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie final is underway, and it's Eoghan Rua with the first attack as Megan Kerr sends it down towards the inside line, looking for Grania Holmes. She used to go by McGoldrick as well. And a scramble in the Eoghan Rua full forward line as they try and get possession, and Clanmaurice will want to be patient in the early stages. They have the ball and they're bringing out the field, but only as far, well, I was going to say only as far as the 45-metre line. They was stopped for a moment, but Clanmaurice have it back again and in towards the middle of the field as Patrice Diggins sends it down in towards the attack now, looking for the direction of the number 9 there. There's Edel Slattery starting in the half forward, full forward, corner forward position there, but Eoghan Rua also showing their appetite for work, and well taken again by Megan Kerr. Megan Kerr, good block down there by Rachel McCarthy. Elaine, we've only played 50 seconds, plenty going on.
Absolutely, and that move I think of Rachel McCarthy up to centre forward, you know, played a wing back all along, but her long runs have been really instrumental for Clanmaurice all year, so her input there at centre forward will be massive.
Rachel McCarthy has actually scored 1-3 for Clanmaurice in the 2021 provincial and All-Ireland's campaign. Of course, Clanmaurice did go through a quarter-final beating Tara from London. There is Patrice Diggin with the white helmet, and she sends the ball flying down towards the direction of their full forward, Jackie Horgan. Rua needs to be careful because Jackie Horgan has the ball. Jackie Horgan goes to the shot. It looks good from my angle. It looks good from the umpire's angle. The ball goes over the bar. 2 minutes in, Clanmaurice are off the mark.
Yeah, and a score made for, I suppose, from 2 of Clanmaurice's real standout performers over the last couple of years. Patrice Diggin in the middle of the field and Jackie Horgan at full forward. You know, she's a real target woman on the edge of the square for them there. So look, Patrice and the outside Clanmaurice players will be looking to hit her as often as they can in there.
Jackie Horgan has her 25th point of the campaign from provincial and All-Ireland campaign. She scored 124 coming into the match as Eoghan Rua restart the action down the far side of the field. Clanmaurice have just managed to get the bodies exactly where they need to be, and Patrice Diggin goes in another of those trademark runs. She can play in half-back lines, midfield, half-forward lines, wherever the case may be. She knows Jackie Horgan is there to do the rest if need be. Back in the direction of the Clanmaurice attack as they move a bit further up the field, and it looks like it was Patrice Diggin with the shot, puts the ball over the bar. It's another score for Clanmaurice, and their 2 big names are stepping up.
Yeah, and they've certainly started with intent there. They're really driving at the Eoghan Rua defence, and look, 2 players I suppose that Clanmaurice will want to have really big games today, and they're certainly stepping up straight away.
The goalkeeper for Eoghan Rua is Grace McMullen, and she restarts the action as they just look for a point to get themselves settled into the game. A long ball down in the direction of Grania Holmes. This is Katie Mullen going for a shot, blocked down at the time, but Clanmaurice haven't cleared the danger. Katie Mullen might have another go, but she has to get away from Elaine Ryle first, but Katie doesn't give up. The Ireland captain sends the ball inside looking for a teammate. The pass comes in towards Daniel O'Leary, and it's Daniel O'Leary gets a bit of space in for a shot, puts the ball over the bar. 3 minutes gone. Daniel O'Leary with the score. It's a point to 2.
Yeah, and what a response from Eoghan Rua. You know, we said that Clanmaurice were really starting to take the games, but that's a super response. And you know, as we said, through their key players, but it came straight from the puck out. Short one straight out to the centre back and a long ball down, and Katie Mullen made the most of it then before Rachel finished it.
You can hear the crowds cheering on both teams beside us. Great atmosphere here near the commentary box in Drogheda there for this Junior A final, as Clanmaurice will look at the goal again. Actually, Shauna Doherty got that point for Eoghan Rua. My apologies, mixing up the names of the respective teams. So Shauna Doherty with the opening score for Eoghan Rua. Daniel O'Leary, of course, plays for Clanmaurice. Patrice Diggin and Jackie Horgan on target for them. And the battle is around just outside the 45-metre line, and Eoghan Rua on the move again down towards the attack. Eva Behan misses the stick, and Eoghan Rua will get it towards the 45 and try and launch another attack. This is Grania Holmes. Grania Holmes with a shot. The goalkeeper needs to be alert, and Aoife Fitzgerald shows her experience, is alert, and sends it out again the far side of the field as Clanmaurice try and start something through Jessica Fitzell. She holds on to possession, gives it off to Kate Lynch, the new signing for Clanmaurice, coming from the Killarney club, but only as far as Maeve Duffy, and Maeve Duffy looks around under a bit of pressure, but turns on her right hand side, gets it out the field again. Battle down in the middle, and the ball breaks kindly for Katie Mullen, and Katie Mullen is certainly causing problems in the early stages, but good work by Sarah Murphy there just to stop her on that occasion. But again, Katie showing that resilience, that the hashtag the toughest, we should say, never giving up, and gets it down towards the 20-metre line as the Clanmaurice defenders try and get in the way. Their fullback is Niamh Lean, and Niamh Lean, the Kerry captain, when they won the All-Ireland Junior Inter-County Championship in 2019. However, Eoghan Rua get a free and a chance for them to level the game.
Yeah, super passage of play there, you know, as you said, showing exactly why it's the hashtag the toughest. Bodies on the ground, their huge tackles going in, but you know, Clanmaurice may have started brightly, but Eoghan Rua have come roaring back into it, and a chance now for them and their free taker to maybe equalise.
But this is an opportunity as well for Eoghan Rua. It's like I'd imagine it will be Grania Holmes that takes this. Grania McGoldrick, her maiden name. She scored 1-6 in the semi-final victory over Atleague from Roscommon. The umpires, do they like it? No, it's a wide ball. They were just a bit slow there to indicate that, but no score on that occasion. It remains 2 points to 1.
No, and not the easiest free starting off, I suppose, for a free taker right out on the sideline. So, you know, she'll hope to get her range in and maybe get a couple of easier ones before the first half is over.
So Aoife Fitzgerald restarts the action for Clanmaurice. Just failed for Anne-Marie Lean to get her hand in it, and Eoghan Rua trying to get in the way, but Anne-Marie doesn't give up, and she goes again and gives the ball off for Aoife Behan. Aoife Behan down the right. Great defending there from Eoghan Rua. Lucy O'Kane in the battle there with the green helmet. Also wearing a green helmet is Claire Holly. Back on defensive work for the Derry side, and they'll bring the ball out the field again down the left flank and down towards their attack. But Michelle Costello is the player that comes in first for Clanmaurice. Her attempted clearance blocked down, but Patrice Diggin has the ball. The Kerry legend gives the pass towards Anne-Marie Lean. Anne-Marie Lean in towards the attack, and Eoghan Rua getting bodies in the name. Every catch is being cheered like it's a score in this match. Maeve Duffy tries to get the clearance. Rachel McCarthy blocks it down. Eoghan Rua sends it out towards the middle of the field, and Katie Mullen getting on the ball again, just can't get the hurl at it. Clanmaurice putting in the defendant. Nobody giving an inch, Lane.
Absolutely, and I think, look, just as we speak, another block down. It's been block after block there. It's absolutely hotly contested all over the field, and you know, the ball has been in play now for a couple of minutes without any real breakthrough on either side.
So Clanmaurice again moving it down the right as their number 9, Edel Slattery, tries to stop the defender getting out, but it's good work from Anna Morrison, finds a teammate, and Eoghan Rua sends it out towards the middle of the field. We've only played 7 minutes of this All-Ireland final, and it's been eventful so far, exciting so far, and hopefully that's the way it is going to continue as Clanmaurice try and move it down the centre, but Serica Duggan just gets an interception there and allows a teammate to get the clearance down inside the 45-metre line. Great Great touch from Sarah Murphy. Michelle Costello with the ball, and Michelle Costello down the middle. It's like a game of tennis here at the moment. They're hitting it anyway. Megan Kerr out towards the right for Rosanna McAleese. Can Rosanna get there first? She does get there first, wins the race ahead of Jessica Fitzell. And Rosanna McAleese, great pace from her here. She's on the move down the right. We'll go for a score for Eoghan Rua. Tinted across the goal, but it's good enough for a point. Rosanna McAleese gets the score. 8 minutes gone. It's 2 points apiece.
And as you said, every score cheered like it's the winning match score, but that was some score for Eoghan Rua. You know, the ball had been up and down the field, as you said, like a game of tennis before they finally made that break. And Megan Kerr has certainly started really brightly in the middle of the field for Eoghan Rua.
I just loved the way the crowd reaction there as well. They waited for the umpire to confirm it. We thought it was over too, but then when she leaned down for the white flag, the place was with nuts again. They're cheering everything.
Yeah, you could feel the momentum building. The umpire had to stretch a little bit for the flag there, and while she was stretching, the crowd was building here. So the cheer that came eventually was a massive cheer, but it's great to see two sets of supporters really getting behind both sets of teams.
Clanmaurice have the ball again, but a hand pass into open space is won by Claire Holly for Eoghan Rua. She's in down the field. Michelle Costello very busy in the early stages. The referee spotted a foul on the Clanmaurice number 4, and it's going to be a free for them. Patrice Diggin will take this for Clanmaurice, and of course with Patrice Diggin, of course, so much has been written about her, spoken about her in years, but it's great this year that their campaign, that Jackie Horgan has taken on more of the responsibility to score, and Patrice can play in the middle and try and dominate her sector.
Yeah, absolutely. For a long time, you know, Patrice was trying to maybe have two Patrices playing around the middle of the field and up front scoring, whereas she's got ably assisted now, as you said, by Jackie Horgan and Rachel McCarthy throughout this campaign. So, you know, a bit of spread of scorers and not as much pressure maybe.
Bit of danger here. Maeve Duffy's clearance blocked down by Edel Slattery, and Clanmaurice trying to make something out of this in Eoghan Rua. The first kind of unforced area. Jackie Horgan has the ball here now, but again Eoghan Rua not giving up, getting in with the tackles, and it'll come back now for themselves. On they attempt the clearance, not done again. Anne-Marie Lean getting a touch for Clanmaurice now occasion, and Maeve Duffy doesn't give up. Finchie puts it into space, of Maria Mooney, and Maria Mooney sends it out the field again. It's won by Eva Behan, but she loses the ball, and this is Grania Holmes down the left, turns inside, sells the dummy, gives the pass off for the advancing Claire Holly, and Claire Holly with a lovely stroke on the ground in towards Shauna Doherty. I got the name right on this occasion. This is Katie Mullen with a shot, blows to the right and wide again. Good defending from Clanmaurice, good battling on both sides of the field.
Absolutely, and you know, if anyone was taking count of the blocks and hooks in the game today, there's absolutely been phenomenal. Every ball has been contested so heavily. You know, Maeve Duffy down centre back there for Eoghan Rua, blocked on that occasion near her own end line, but got up again, a lovely little flick over the head out into space before the clearance came. And you know, Eoghan Rua sends some really good long ball into their forwards, and they're winning it on the half forward line at the moment. Their own half back line has been particularly dominant.
When we look there at defence, there's a player down at the moment. I can tell you the player down is Sarah Murphy, but she is sitting up. Sarah Murphy, one of the driving forces of Clanmaurice Camogie, a Kerry long puck winner back in 2011, as Pleddon Fela as well. And again, as I mentioned, like Kerry, a county known for its football, you know, there's a pocket to play hurling, a pocket to play camogie, but they're getting stronger because of players like Sarah Murphy.
Absolutely. You know, Clanmaurice have been carrying the flag for a long time for Kerry Camogie, and you know, they are the Kerry Camogie team, or were the Kerry Camogie team for a long time there now. I know they've established a couple of juvenile clubs now and have, I think, 4 senior clubs to start competing at adult level. So you know, it's going from strength to strength. As you said, a small pocket but a hugely passionate crowd.
Sarah Murphy is okay, she's back on her feet. 11 minutes gone. I can tell you that Quaylen Egan, number 19 for Eoghan Rua, is on the pitch. We hadn't been given that beforehand, but she does start the game, so we'll be keeping an eye out for her involvement as Patrice Diggin sends a ball down in towards the Clanmaurice attack again. But Eoghan Rua starting to settle down in defence, bar a couple of scares, and they get it out the field again and out. You can always see Katie Mullen there reading the play, because she no right to win that ball at Katie Mullen, but she has won that ball ahead of Sarah Murphy. But Sarah Murphy stayed with her the whole way to the 45-metre line and has managed to get a boot, a stick, anything in there to stop the advancement of the Ireland hockey captain Patrice Diggin. With the clearance, doesn't go too far. Not many players do that to Patrice Diggin, but Sarah Duggan just did, and the ball is just bouncing along the 45-metre line, not going left, not going right. Nobody can just seem to gain a few yards. Maybe Eva Behan will have more luck. Maybe she won't, because it's won back by Lucy O'Kane. Lucy O'Kane loses her balance, goes to the ground, play continues on. The Clanmaurice supporters think that was a throw. You can hear them to our left in the commentary box. The Eoghan Rua fans to our right, they're cheering on Katie Mullen, but Katie Mullen has stepped out over the line. It's going to be a sideline to Clanmaurice.
If she didn't step over the line, I think the crowd were going to step over the line out to meet her. It's absolutely hectic end-to-end stuff here, and you know, the passion, the blocking and the hooking is absolutely unreal from both sets of players. You know, Patrice Diggin blocked twice there by Circa Duggan and still wins the bat and gets the ball to ground just at the start of that play, and just a little bit of a lull now, I think, in the crowd even and on the field, while everyone just catches their breath.
I hope you can catch the supporters on our screen here in front, because we're right in the middle of these spectators cheering on both their sides, and they're adding to the occasion, adding to the atmosphere, and adding to the enjoyment of this All-Ireland AIB Junior A Camogie final of 2021 as Clanmaurice cleared the ball through Patrice Diggin down to the open spaces. So many players have gone back to the 45. There's so much space here, but nobody can get control of the ball. Rachel McCarthy gets a touch, Megan Kerr gets in the way, and there's Megan Kerr still battling against Rachel McCarthy. That's a great duel we're watching here, and others come in to get involved, and we'll have a look and see who will be the successful player that manages to get this ball out of this ruck or a maul or whatever you want to call it. It's a free out for Eoghan Rua nonetheless. Great work by Maeve Duffy. Eoghan Rua comes down in attack.
Yeah, and initially by Megan Carr there to get in and get that little flick off the hurl of Rachel McCarthy just as she came onto the break there. Looked like if she could get it into her hand that she was going to have a free run towards the Eoghan Rua goal, but credit Megan Carr, she got back a lovely little flick, and that's what put the ball into that ruck there for them to contest it there until the free was conceded.
She'll be disappointed with that free. 14 minutes gone here in Drogheda. Clanmaurice from Kerry 2 points, Eoghan Rua from Derry 2 points, and play will restart with Patrice Diggin in a sideline cut right in front of us here in the commentary box. They lost to Raharney 1-7 to 7 points in the 2020 final, but overturned that in the semi-final of this campaign, 10 points to 1-5. Beforehand, Clanmaurice beat Tara 3-12 to 3 points, and then on Rin from Waterford in the Munster final before that, 9 points to 5. Yes, I'm going backwards. Cooney Quinn from Clare in the Munster semi-final, 4-12 to 1-8. It's hard to believe the Clanmaurice, the club itself, was only formed 11 years ago.
Absolutely, when you think of, you know, how frequently we've seen them at the All-Ireland stage and contesting All-Ireland finals and semi-finals, to think that they're such a young club. But as I said, hugely passionate people down there about their hurling and their camogie, and that's shining through in those performances.
I've had the pleasure of often being down in Abbey Dorney to see it in the flesh as well. A free out for Clanmaurice. As we mentioned, they're formed in 2011. Eoghan Rua were winning All-Ireland titles in 2011, beating the Harps by 3-8 to 2-3. And an interesting one, Elaine, I'll tell you about in a second. The hat-trick scorer on that day. Well, I don't think she should be scoring any hat-tricks today, because she is the goalkeeper, Grace McMullen.
It'll be interesting if she does get up maybe 3 penalties. She might be their penalty taker. But yeah, huge look, the history there. And as you said, a good history of winning finals too. You know, they have experience at an Ireland club level, at intermediate level, so you know they bring that huge experience to today.
Again, the battle down the far side of the field as both sides trying to get an advantage. Ailish McNimmy, the captain of Eoghan Rua, got a touch in the ball, but it goes out over the line, and it's going to be a sideline cut again for Clanmaurice. Patrice Diggin won't be taking this one, so they're trying to make up their mind who's going to restart the action. Indeed, they were looking for a ball, and the ball is retrieved by Jessica Fitzell, and she'll restart the play just outside her own 65-metre line. Very hard to see the 65-metre lines here, but of course they're not needed in camogie because we play 45s in this game. It's only in the men's version do they go to 65. Eva Behan has the ball, sends it down towards the attack. The full forwards, Jackie Horgan, be forced to come out a little bit. She tries to get away from Maria Mooney. You can hear them saying, come on Jackie there, and Jackie did well, but the referee says she was impeded. Free for Clanmaurice.
Yeah, Jackie's such a strong player in there. Once she got to that ball first, was going to win it and get it into her hand, and then the foul came. But great run from Aoife Behan originally to get onto that line ball, and she made the run to get the short line ball, and that's what supplied that ball into Jackie Horgan. So huge striker of the ball, so she'll fancy her chances from this distance.
There hasn't been a score from a place ball yet in the game. The 4 points that we have seen have all come from play. Jackie Horgan getting ready to take this for Clanmaurice. Can she put her team back into the lead? About 45 yards out, going for the post. It looks good. It has gone over the bar. 17 minutes gone. It's 3 points to Clanmaurice, 2 points to Eoghan Rua.
Yeah, and a super free there from Jackie Horgan. You know, as I said, not the easiest when it was out on the sideline. That breeze is swirling a little bit, so it's hard to see whether it's actually benefiting her or against her, but she judged it perfectly, and it went lovely over the bar, and it's the first score for Clanmaurice, and just kind of break the momentum that Eoghan Rua have had.
Eoghan Rua want to get settled back in. 14 minutes since Clanmaurice has scored. There's only a point between the teams. This will go to a replay. There'll be no extra time if they finish level today. That's the Camogie rule for All-Ireland finals. But these two teams are only thinking of winning silverware as Megan Kerr tries to move the ball up the field but gets stopped by Anya O'Connor, and Anya O'Connor gives the pass out to space, out towards Jessica Fitzell, and Jessica with a long ball down. To be a great take by Daniel O'Leary. I got it right on this occasion, but she's not been given the space by Kate Doherty, who stands very, very tight to her. Clanmaurice though get possession of the ball, get a chance for a shot within range. The umpires have a look, they like it. It has gone over the bar. It's a score for, is it Jackie Horgan again? Jackie Horgan gets it, 4 points to 2.
Yeah, super score from Jackie again. Did really well to even get the strike away with the pressure that was on her there, but initially really good work from Daniel O'Leary from that long ball in, and recycled it back out to Jackie, who, as I said, did really well to slot it over, and that's the potential she holds in there.
Eoghan Rua gets up and going again, but Clanmaurice just starting to read the breaks a little bit better. Anne-Marie lean to Patrice Stiggin. Referee says she's going to have a free. So a hurl came in afterwards, so it's going to be a free for Clanmaurice, and this could be their purple patch as they try and build up an advantage to protect in the second half. The wind, of course, as mentioned, not being a factor. Patrice Stiggin leaving it off for Jackie Horgan after nailing the previous free in the score from play. Jackie feels she can hit anything if she puts this over the bar, and we know the Clanmaurice spectators are going to shout even louder than they have so far.
Yeah, you know, if it's falling anyway short on distance, I think the shouting from the crowd here might push it that further, a little bit over. But look, in credit to her, the last one was on the 45 and she had a nice bit to spare on it, so this one a little bit further out, but the angle definitely more favourable. So
again, the quietness here as the respect shown for the free taker. Jackie Horgan takes the free for Clanmaurice. It looks good again. The umpire says it's wide. I thought the goalkeeper was signaling it was a score, but a signal is a wide, remains 4-2.
Yeah, it had the distance and it would have dropped just over the crossbar, I think, but looked to tail off just at the last second there and just dropped to the left and wide, so a little bit disappointed with that one for Jackie. It's
unusual for a goalkeeper to acknowledge a score that's going out to the wide, but as Elaine said, it just tailed off. Eoghan Rua go for the short puck out and get out towards the middle of the field again as Circuit Duggan stays tight to Patrice Stiggin, but Patrice Stiggin has the ball, tries to get the pass off for Aoife B, and two Eoghan Rua players getting in the way, and they've worked hard so far, Lucy O'Kane and Claire Holly, but Patrice Stiggin has sent the ball north. Daniel O'Leary, and Grace McMullen has to be very, very careful, is very, very careful, and sends it out the field, out towards Lucy O'Kane. Lucy O'Kane just lost a bit of control of the stair as Claire Holly tries to keep it in play. Clanmaurice will have the sideline cut, Elaine, 50 yards out. Yeah, great composure from Grace McMullen there in the Eoghan Rua goal to deal with that ball that was coming in, and got a good clearance in, and just unfortunately the ball up the line just lost a little bit of control on it and out over the sideline for a sideline now for Patrice Stiggin again. We can see the restrictions on people on the line there. That's the Eoghan Rua management just in front of Patrice Stiggin. The Clanmaurice management right in front of us here in the commentary box, just a few yards to your left. Patrice Stiggin loses possession but manages to win it back into the secondary ball. The third ball, dare I say, is proven very, very important in this, as nobody from either side is relenting from the challenge of battling for possession. That ball goes to the right and wide on that occasion. Yeah, just kicked out a little bit wide by Adele Slattery there. You know, it had the potential maybe to build up to a score, but Patrice Stiggin now just down on the ground, having received a little bit of a heavy tackle maybe, I think, in that last passage of play, so worry for Clanmaurice there, so they'll get some attention into her quickly. The commitment from both teams. Patrice Stiggin, of course, we've talked to her many times in the commentary so far. You have to remember the 2020 All-Ireland semi-final that was played just before Christmas. Clanmaurice played with just 14 players against that league because of registration issues brought on by the delay with COVID and all that, but Patrice Stiggin still stepped up and got 7 points on that occasion to get to an All-Ireland final, and she is a big name player. Eoghan Rua players were having a bit of an unofficial water break there, I say. Of course, the water break is gone with Camogie now, but a few players getting some liquid in them, getting some instructions into them as well, and just taking the opportunity for a breather because this has been such an intense final. Absolutely. Look, it has been a frantic 21 minutes there for that opening 21 minutes, and as I said, everything is keenly contested all over the field, the hook and the block, and just that once the ball goes to ground, you know, we haven't had too many scores, but what we've had have been quality, and the play in between has been absolutely top class. So as I said, huge first 20 minutes, so I think all the players will be happy just to get a bit of a break and a little bit of water in, and I suppose a bit of worry for Clanmaurice now that they'll want to see Patrice back on her feet. We hope you're enjoying our coverage here in the Camogie Association YouTube channel, brought to you in association with Entry, as we see Uachtaráin coming Camogie here and Hilda Breslin here as well, enjoying the action so far, and she'll be presenting the trophy to the winning captain at the end of the game. Will that be Patrice Diggin, who's back on her feet? Will it be Eilish McAnimy? We will find out, but we're going to restart back with an Eoghan Rua clearance, and they bring the ball out towards the far side of the field again as Grania Holmes tries to get a touch for Eoghan Rua. She's wearing the number 13. Two Clanmaurice players there as well, but Rosanna McAleese there to help out the Eoghan Rua cause, and it's a scramble for possession in the middle of the field. Good work along the ground there by Rosanna McAleese. She's just trying to get a bit of space to pick the ball up and go one of those runs. Clanmaurice not making it easy, but there's other players getting involved, including Eilish McNamee. Goes out over the line, the far side of the field, and it's going to be a sideline to Clanmaurice.
Yeah, and the flags that side of the field at the moment look like the Clanmaurice might be, might have a little bit of the aid of the breeze, whatever breeze is out there, but it's hard to tell, I suppose. It's certainly curling at stages there.
Clanmaurice will restart the action. We look at the clock, it says nearly 23 minutes gone in the first half. Clanmaurice in front by 2 points, 4 points to 2. Jackie Horgan the top scorer in the game so far, but again it's just a battle for possession. Just dropped a level or two in the last couple of moments, no doubt. That'll pick up again very, very quickly, and it will if Jessica Fitzell has anything to do about it, or if Eoghan Rua have managed to turn the ball over. And this is Katie Mullen. Katie Mullen's on the run. Katie Mullen keeps going. Chance for Eoghan Rua, shot, a goal! A goal! For Eoghan Rua, and Katie Mullen, the Iron hockey captain, is the Eoghan Rua inspiration. They go into the lead, 1-2 to 4 points.
And you could feel the momentum building here in the crowd. Even when she got that ball into her hand, there was huge anticipation as to what Katie could do. And look, I suppose Clanmaurice would be disappointed. It was a ball they were in control of left half back, and the clearance came across the goal and gave Eoghan Rua that chance. And look, Katie Mullen isn't going to miss from there. You knew when she got that ball in her hand she was going with full steam ahead.
It was a goal worthy of the admittance fee. A great run, a great pass, and a great slow strike from Katie Mullen. The referee John McDonough has stopped the play. Has something gone on off the ball, or something go on during that goal scoring opportunity? Either way, we're going to have a hold up and play, and we'll keep an eye on this. 6 minutes to half time plus whatever injury time, and Eoghan Rua have gone into the front for the first time. As he indicated the lane that there was a swing of the hurl. Now we'll see exactly what goes on here. We're just trying to work out exactly who he's talking to as well, but the sun out here is making it difficult. It's a yellow card anyway, that bit we can tell you, and I think it's Jessica Fitzell. We'll confirm in a moment. It is Jessica Fitzell. She gets a yellow card in the game. I didn't quite see the incident myself.
No, I didn't see it either, but the signal seemed to be for a pull across, so whether it was from a passage of play closer over there before the build up to Katie Mullen's score, but certainly didn't see it myself. But a huge boost now for Eoghan Rua, and will really ask questions of Clanmaurice.
It's a big moment now. Can they follow that goal with a point? That's the question. Clanmaurice have possession, just trying to hold on to it and get a score back. Remember, there's just 1 point between the teams. Maeve Duffy is pushed up the field, takes on two Clanmaurice players, and is equal to the task. And those two workers as well, Lucy O'Kane and Claire Holly, they're covering everywhere where the ball is, getting themselves involved in the play. Eva Behan gives it off to Daniel O'Leary. She wears the red helmet, and Eva Behan has it again, but gets blocked down by the Eoghan Rua resistance. The pass back to Anne-Marie Lean, and Anne-Marie Lean down towards Jackie Horgan, but Jackie Horgan loses out on the occasion to Maria Mooney, but it's won by Kate Lynch. Kate Lynch at the half pass to Daniel O'Leary. Daniel O'Leary takes the shoulder, keeps going. Can she get in for a score? Just got closed out on the last moment, but the pass comes to Kate Lynch. Kate Lynch sends it across, puts the ball over the bar. We are level here again in the Junior A final, 5 points to 1-2.
Yeah, and I said I would ask questions of Clanmaurice, and they've certainly come up with the answers on that occasion. A brilliant move up the field involving 5 or 6 players before eventually the ball is slotted over the bar by Kate Lynch for a great score for Clanmaurice.
Only level for the second time in this game, just over 4 minutes to half time. 5 points to 1-2 is well, plays back out the far side of the field, and it's going to be Clanmaurice to restart the action, and nothing between these teams. We asked the question beforehand, could Eoghan Rua pull it up to Clanmaurice? I think they've given us the answer. Clanmaurice looked like they're on a purple patch as well. They look like they're about to pull clear, but Katie Mullen's goal has changed the complexion of the game, and it's all 50-50 again, literally in every sense of the word. As Eoghan Rua try and start another attack, and just again Katie Mullen gives the pass off down the direction of Lucy O'Kane. No, actually, my apologies, Grania Holmes with the shot, and from a tight angle Grania Holmes puts the ball over the bar again. Katie Mullen directing the traffic. Great score, Eoghan Rua.
Yeah, direct run down the middle again from Katie Mullen before that little pop pass out for the score for Grania Holmes. But just feel both teams now starting to find their feet a little bit. They've sussed one another out for the first 25 minutes, and scores coming a little bit freer now on both sides.
1-3 to Eoghan Rua, 5 points to Clanmaurice. Eva Fitzgerald going direct down Route 1, looking for Patrice Diggin. Patrice Diggin against Erica Duggan, who was the player of the match in their semi-final win against Atlee just last week. That's been a great battle to watch as well. Many more on the field of play, but Clanmaurice trying to create something the far side of the field as two defenders go up against two attackers, and the ball on the turf here in Drogheda, and not given an inch. Clanmaurice win the ball back. The attempted passer, Anne-Marie Lean, has been cut out, and Eoghan Rua have possession again of this layer, and it was well won on that occasion. Erica Duggan taking the pass, and she's on the move, but it was Lucy O'Kane that won the ball initially, and now we're down in the direction of Grania Holmes. Grania Holmes down the right has an option inside if she wants to use it. Decides to go herself. She got one already from a tight angle, thought she'd get a second. That's not to be, and that ball goes to the right and wide. Lucy O'Kane, I've mentioned her a few times. I think there's two of them, Claire Holly as well. They're just going everywhere where the ball is and putting in the work to block ball down for Eoghan Rua.
Absolutely, they're just getting the bodies, as you said, where the ball is, putting the pressure on Clanmaurice and just forcing the turnovers then. And look, the aim then is to get the ball up to that forward line as quick as they can and let Katie Mullen and co do their best up there.
This time it was Rachel McCarthy that comes out to meet the Slayer, but doesn't manage to get control of the territory at least, and Eoghan Rua applying the pressure to Maeve Duffy, who I've noticed is pushing up the field every time to get a score, and now she's out in the middle of the park. Rachel McCarthy doesn't give up. She never does give up, and she fights for the ball. She has support there from Aoife Behan as well. Eoghan Rua have the bodies, and there it's there, number 5, Erica Duggan with the ball, gets blocked down as Aoife Behan fights again for possession, and again it's just a deadlock at the moment to see who will win this mini duel in the big duel of the overall contest. It's won back by Clanmaurice, won back by Anne-Marie Lean, and she sends it down towards the attack, but Maria Mooney will win the ball for Eoghan Rua down towards the middle again, right in front of us here. You couldn't ask for a better view as Elaine Ryle sends it down the right to Daniel O'Leary. Daniel O'Leary inside the 45-metre line, gets away from Anna Morrison, sends it inside towards the goal, looking for Edel Sahari, who seems to be playing a corner forward. Grace McMullen with possession, but she's isolated. She has to be careful. She did enough to get the ball out towards the 45-metre line for Rosanna McAleese. Rosanna McAleese down the right, coming out to meet this is Michelle Costello, the Clanmaurice cornerback. Michelle Costello just holding on to possession there at the moment, waiting for the support to arrive. And again, it's a battle. 3 minutes of added time, we're being told by the fourth official, who is Enda Lucknan from County Galway. Again, the breakdown there as well. Just a moment there, Elaine, as we're watching how this pans out. Grace McMullen again showing her composure because she was isolated but still managed to make the clearance.
Absolutely, and she came under pressure straight away from the Clanmaurice full forward line, but remained really, really calm, got a really good ball out, and Eoghan Rua started to build from there again, so she's been really composed down there. And since the beginning, I suppose Maria Mooney starting to get to grips maybe with Jackie Horgan inside in that full forward line, Maria at full back, and she's starting to win most of those 50-50 battles.
We're going to have a throw-in ball just outside where the 65-metre line would be on the Clanmaurice side of the field. 1 point between the teams. Eoghan Rua 1-3, Clanmaurice 5 points. Going to have 33 minutes in this match. We've just gone past the 30, so another 3 minutes of camogie to enjoy in the first half. And Megan Kerr enjoying possession of the ball on the 45. Tries to give the pass to Katie Mullen. Katie Mullen does well to pick the ball up. Turns inside, goes on the run again, but she go for a score herself. Sarah Murphy tries to close it out. Sends a dangerous ball inside. And the Clanmaurice defenders have to be very, very careful. And they have won the ball of the Clanmaurice defenders. They haven't cleared it though. Eoghan Rua continue to apply the pressure, and Clanmaurice have been forced to work very, very hard to get this ball away from the danger area. And it's Lucy O'Kane gets a little touch there, wins the ball back for Eoghan Rua. Good hook by Patrice Diggin, but Lucy O'Kane still has the ball. Another player comes in. They get a hook in here for Clanmaurice, and the ball staying in the field of play. The linesman the far side of the field, who is Mike Ryan from Tipperary, having a very, very close eye on proceedings. The crossfield ball taken by Rachel McCarthy. Rachel McCarthy out towards the 45-metre line. It hasn't gone too far. Might work out for Aoife Behan. Might not, because Claire Holly said no. Claire Holly along the ground looking for Shauna Doherty. Shauna Doherty on the 45-metre line leaves it off for Megan Kerr. Megan Kerr to pass to Grania Holmes. Grania Holmes with a shot, and Grania Holmes puts the ball over the bar. Another example of work, it pays off. They're 2 in front.
Absolutely, and it all came, look, initially Katie McMullen had a shot down on the right wing, she was hooked. There was a hook and a block came in. They recycled again, they stayed fighting, they recycled the ball right across to the far side of the field, and that score came from Grania Holmes on the left wing here. So super work rate from the Eoghan Rua forwards to pin Clanmaurice back into their own half of the field.
It's Eoghan Rua 1-4. It's Clanmaurice 5 points. Just over 60 seconds of the first half to go here. And the battle again in the middle of the field, as many of the battles have taken place over the opening 32 minutes of action. Neither team giving in. Neither team leaving anything behind. And that's certainly what you'll say about them at the end of this match. But it's Clanmaurice in possession. Clanmaurice needing to get themselves back in the contest. Patrice Diggin sent it to Jackie Horgan. Jackie Horgan with a shot. Route 1. Camogie at its best. What a response. Back to a 1 point ball game.
Yeah, and look, when the need was the greatest again, it was those two from Clanmaurice, Patrice Diggin into Jackie Horgan, and a score. And look, you're nearly guaranteed the way Jackie is playing in there at the moment. If she can get the ball to hand, she's going to pin a score from wherever she can. And I think it's a score Clanmaurice probably need it just coming up to half time.
30 seconds remaining in the first half. Eoghan Rua from Derry 1-4. Clanmaurice from Kerry 6 points. Maria Mooney with the puck out for Eoghan Rua. Can Clanmaurice get back in level terms, or can Eoghan Rua double their advantage before the break? Again, the battlers, the soldiers, dare I say, fighting for the ball. Claire Holly loses out on that occasion to Daniel O'Leary. Daniel O'Leary was trying to find the second player, who would have been Kate Lynch. She did get Kate Lynch in the end. There's a player out to the left. Kate Lynch tried to get the pass off, but Maeve Duffy got in the way, and Eoghan Rua cover it again. Airs McNamee with the clearance for the Derry side. The referee John McDonough has blown the half-time whistle. You can hear the cheers from both sides of the commentary box in the lane, and we knew this is the potential to be an exciting game. It certainly has delivered over the opening 30 minutes. Your overall thoughts of what we've seen?
It absolutely is living up to its full potential, and you just hear the crowd as both teams go off the field. They're applauding 30 minutes of absolute out and out hurling out there. It's been massive, and you know, there's nothing between these two teams. You thought maybe when Eoghan Rua got that goal through Katie Mullins that they'd kick on from there, but credit to Clanmaurice, they back again. You know, coming near the end there, they got some super scores to put themselves back into it, and a point down at half time.
Point in at half time as well. What a second half we really have to look forward to here. We hope you're enjoying our coverage in the Camogie Association YouTube channel, brought to you in association with Entry. Katie Mullen with a crucial goal for Eoghan Rua, but Jackie Horgan has stepped up with 4 big Clanmaurice scores as well. This is going to go to the wire. We hope you join us again in about 10 minutes time. Myself and Elaine will give our voices a brief rest, and we'll give you the full second half of this 2021 AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie Final. The half time score here in Drogheda: Eoghan Rua 1-4, Clanmaurice 6 points. Welcome back here to O'Reilly's GAA in Drogheda. This is the 2021 AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie Final, and the crowd are continuing to keep their voices well heard. As you can hear, Eoghan Rua just coming onto the field. Beforehand it was Clanmaurice, the referee John McDonough from Galway beat them all out onto the pitch. Elaine Aylward, 1 point between the teams, 4 to 6 points favouring Eoghan Rua, and we have a feeling this is going to go down to the very, very end.
Absolutely, bar something untold happens here now. There's been some change in the dressing room at half time for some of the teams, but I'm feeling this is, like you said, going to go right down to the wire. You know, Clanmaurice came out onto the field there and you thought, God, they've brought the loudest supporters today, and then Eoghan Rua came out and you thought, well, actually no, they have their, you know, and they're going to have a huge part on it. They are having a huge impact on the game. You know, it's the ferocity, I suppose, and the field's been reflected in the crowd, and it's great to hear it and it's great to see it, and there's certainly been no quarter after given in that first half, and I don't expect it to be any different in the second half.
There's a competition up here in the main stand between the two sets of supporters who can cheer the loudest, and they'll continue that to the final whistle. One player has been blocked coming back onto the pitch, but thankfully she is back in the field of play. I think a substitution might be taking place for Eoghan Rua, or maybe somebody warming up. We'll have a look at that and confirm, but we believe it's the same 30 players on the field of play. We'll have a scoot around when the ball is thrown in. Another 30 minutes to decide the All-Ireland Junior A Camogie champions. Eoghan Rua with the advantage. The breeze is a image in the first half, slightly favouring the team attacking the right in the second half, but it is a bit of a swirl in the two. The ball is thrown in. The second half is underway, and Clanmaurice first in the ball to Patrice Diggin. Patrice is on the move, tried to go herself, but gets well blocked there by Serica Duggan, and Serica Duggan sends it out towards the right to Lucy O'Kane. Lucy O'Kane losing out again. It's just as we expected. Nobody's been given any proper free time with the ball. Maybe Patrice Diggin will get a bit of free time with this. If that goes over the bar, it's a super score. It is a super score. Patrice Diggin, 25 seconds into the second half, all square in Drogheda.
Yeah, and just as she started the first half, you know, a whirlwind from the middle of the field there, and just even watch how quickly she rises the ball coming out of those rucks, and she gains a couple of seconds on each player, and that was a super strike from the sideline, and a great start for Clanmaurice.
Clanmaurice scores 4 points for Jackie Horgan in the first half, 1 for Kate Lynch, and that was Patrice's second score of the game. Danielle O'Leary hasn't scored in this match. I incorrectly said she did earlier on. She gets blocked down by Grania Holmes. Megan Kerr, a player fighting for the ball, moves it up the field, and it's now a battle about 50-55 yards out from the Clanmaurice goal. Their defenders will work hard to get it away, and a good kick up in the air from Kate Lynch gives it out towards Aoife Behan, and Aoife Behan in towards the attack, looking for Jackie Horgan on that occasion, and it's won back by Eoghan Rua. Maria Mooney, but she gets closed down. Jackie Horgan has the ball for Clanmaurice. They want to go into the lead. Gives the pass to Anne-Marie Lean. Anne-Marie to Patrice Diggin. She's got one already in the half. Shakes off. There's an Eoghan Rua player on the ground. Patrice Diggin with a shot. Patrice Diggin puts the ball over the bar. 90 seconds into the second half, and Patrice Diggin has announced her arrival. Not that she wasn't here already. 8 points to 1-4.
Yeah, and look, that's where Clanmaurice need Patrice Diggin to be making headlines, I suppose, is on that scoreboard, and 2 super points there. But interestingly, they've switched Rachel McCarthy back to left half back, where she's probably more comfortable, and Aoife Behan has gone back up to centre forward, so that's already reaping rewards for them.
The Eoghan Rua scores. Katie Mullen with a goal. Grania Holmes with 2 points. Rosanna McAleese and Shona Doherty also on target, but Clanmaurice have come out with the start of the second half. Team possessed. Now, they did start the first half well as well before Eoghan Rua settled into the ties, so there'll be no panic from Brendan McIllernan and his team just yet. But Clanmaurice enjoying another purple patch and lead by a point. 8 points to 1-4. I told you there wouldn't be panic as Megan Kerr sends the ball down towards the corner. The bounce there didn't quite favour Kayleen Egan, who's the number 19 for Eoghan Rua. It came up for Niamh Lean. Niamh Lean hasn't managed to clear it. Eoghan Rua have got the reinforcements in. They have the ball down the right. Katie Mullen trying to find a way inside. Gives the pass for Grania Holmes. A low one. I don't think that was intentional. I just think she didn't get a touch in that, but it still looked dangerous.
Yeah, just didn't get under it maybe quite as she would have liked, but as you said, it was skidding across the surface there, and a small hop or a touch from anyone there, and it could have gone anywhere. But Clanmaurice relieved to see it going out. But what a game Niamh Lean is having at full back for them. She's so controlled and composed back there in the full back line, so she's really been a stalwart back there at full back.
You can see a team walking in there just in your camera, and that is the Derry Lawn team. They are playing in the Junior B final, which is on at 2:30. Another game that we'll have live coverage here on the Camogie Association YouTube channel, brought to you in association with Entry. Derry Lawn from Tyrone against Knockananna from County Wicklow. That's coming up later on, but we're watching here the Junior A final between Clanmaurice from Kerry, who lead by a point. They have 8 against Eoghan Rua from Derry on 1-4. Maeve Duffy, the number 6 for Eoghan Rua, has the ball, sends it down the left, blocked down by Anya O'Connor, keeps the ball in play. Eoghan Rua players come in to help out. This might come for Kate Lynch. Kate Lynch on a tangle there with Maeve Duffy, and again another scramble for possession. There's a few hands out there trying to push players off each other. Everybody's so eager to get at the ball or get it for a teammate. One way or the other, they want to win possession. It goes out over the line, the far side of the field. Peter Dowd is the official over there, and he says that this is going to be an Eoghan Rua ball 4 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, and again we've started exactly as we finished that first half. You know, every ball really hotly contested all over the field, and you know the game is a real free flowing game, and that's certainly contributing to it. You know, we haven't had too many stop starts. We've had a couple of line balls, but not too many frees, and certainly not too many scoreable ones. So it's all play and it's all action.
All action exactly the way we like it here as Eoghan Rua get ready to restart the action from Maeve Duffy. Maeve Duffy along the ground, didn't get it too far, but might find a teammate. Indeed she does find a teammate, and Eoghan Rua are on the move again. The excitement got the better of Circa Duggan as she lost the ball with nobody around her. Does get the pass off for a teammate. Great work here from the half back line from Eoghan Rua, but Clanmaurice getting the touch only to gain a few yards. Eoghan Rua have possession back. The pass over hit in the direction of Shauna Doherty, goes out over the line. Sideline ball for Clanmaurice.
Yeah, and Megan Carr just lifted the head there. I think once she struck that, saw the run, but the pass didn't quite make it. Had a little bit too much power on it and out over the sideline. So again, play switch straight away from one side to the other, and just action up and down the field.
We can tell you there are 2 Eoghan Rua players warming up, Louise McIntyre and Colleen McColgan, wearing 16 and 17 respectively. Will we see them in action soon? Time will tell. On the field of play, the fullback for Clanmaurice is Niamh Lean. Sends it down into open space, but only Circa Duggan. Circa Duggan starting to get a bit of space for herself, wins this battle, let it Patrice Diggin. Referee says she took too many steps. Clanmaurice, the pressure applied by Patrice Diggin, free out Clanmaurice.
Yeah, Circa Duggan read the line ball there really, really well. Had dropped back into the space, collected it really well, but the minute she got her hand on that ball, pressure straight away from the Clanmaurice players, forced the overcarry, and a long free here now from Sarah Murphy, which will relieve the pressure from them.
Eoghan Rua are going to make the 2 substitutions in the moment. The first one is happening. Louise McIntyre coming on the field of play, and she will replace number 19 Quaileen Egan.
Number 16 Louise McIntyre is replacing number 19 Quaileen Egan.
So that's the first substitution, as you heard from the stadium announcer. And I don't think it'll be too long before we see Colleen McColgan back in the play. No sign here, Clanmaurice, and their subs are right in front of us here in the commentary box. No sign of them doing anything just yet, Elaine.
No subs there, as I said, no one warming up, and Mike Egan there just trying to get some instructions out to Sarah Murphy there. Mike Enright just trying to get some instructions out to Sarah Murphy as she struck that free there as to where he wanted her to get it, and it's down in that corner now.
Kate Doherty did well for Eoghan Rua, but it's good work from Daniel O'Leary. Won possession back, and Kate Lynch trying to get in possession for Clanmaurice, but it's won back again by Eoghan Rua, by the white boots, and the white boots up to number 5 Circa Duggan, and she did very, very well. And Gordon Holmes on the move, space here now. Does she have the pace to stay ahead of Elaine Ryan? You can hear the Eoghan Rua supporters lifting themselves. The shot is going to tail to the right and wide, and unfortunately for her, would have been a great score from it over Elaine.
Would have been a super score, and she'd score in her mind straight away. Picked that ball, never took it into her hand, so could probably have carried it a little bit further, or maybe settled herself a little bit, but maybe just gauging the wind down at that right hand goal. It is swirling, so carried that shot off to the right hand side for her, but that would have been a super score for Eoghan Rua.
It remains a 1 point ball game. Clanmaurice with the advantage, 8 points to 1-4. That's 8 points to 7 in anyone's language. The puck out from Aoife Fitzgerald lands in the middle of the park, and Eoghan Rua again, just as I mentioned, like the first half, starting to settle down now. Took a few minutes again after the restart. Megan Kerr with the ball in towards the attack, looking for someone, looking for Louise McIntyre to substitute. Can she go off the marker? Was she trying to play the ball inside? I'm not too sure. I think she was caught in between the 2 decisions. Clanmaurice win the ball, send it out towards the middle of the field again. All of the hurl, I think it was, and Megan Kerr came to Patrice Diggin, was holding the hurl. It's a free for Eoghan Rua. There's a bit of afters there. The referee's going to have a word with someone.
Yeah, I don't think there was any doubt about that. I think once Patrice got to the ground, I think she did have Megan Kerr's hurl held under her arm there, and just a bit slow to let it go. So John quick to call it back and issue a yellow card maybe to Patrice for whatever followed on afterwards.
I think there was a bit of afters there afterwards too, so 2 yellow cards for Clanmaurice in this game. None for Eoghan Rua so far. They have a free, trying to get themselves back on level terms. The free taker is Grania Holmes. Grania Holmes sending it in towards the danger area. Clanmaurice needs to be careful. It lands back at Aoife Fitzgerald, but Eoghan Rua not going to make it easy. This might come out. This is an opportunity. Shauna Doherty, the umpire, signalled the wide. So Shauna Doherty's shot will not count. The ball goes to the right and wide and remains 1 point.
Yeah, but a dangerous ball in again from Grania Holmes there. She lofted it nicely in and it was coming at a nice level for the inside forwards, but just couldn't get anything on it, and it did go out over the end line there, but a let off certainly for Clanmaurice.
There was 1 point between the teams at half-time favouring Eoghan Rua, but the 2 scores from Patrice Diggin overturning the advantage. We've mentioned about the supporters, and they both travel distances here today. Supporters buses out here early, enjoying the atmosphere of Drogheda, enjoying the occasion for the winning team. No doubt they're going to enjoy the trip home later on as Maeve Duffy lands a long ball in towards the attack, but our forwards just out the field a little bit. Niamh Lean will win this back for Clanmaurice down the right, looking for Anya O'Connor. Anya O'Connor needed a second goal, but she does have the ball, has support coming from Sarah Murphy, but Sarah Murphy loses out as Eoghan Rua get the players in the way again, but Patrice Diggin doesn't give up and sends a Gary Owen style ball in towards the attack. It's 8-9, but one of them playing as a defensive midfielder, the other playing as a corner forward. That's Edel Slattery, and she did a block on Maeve Duffy's clearance in that occasion, but it goes off Edel Slattery's stick. It's going to be a line ball for Eoghan Rua. 9.5 minutes gone in the second half of this Junior A Camogie final, and Eoghan Rua will restart the action with Maeve Duffy, and Maeve Duffy gets underneath the ball, doesn't get it too far again, but did find Sarah Duggan, and she gives it back to Maeve Duffy and down towards the 45 metre line. Great knockdown there by Sarah Murphy, but only as far as Grania Holmes. Grania Holmes shows a bit of composure, pulls back, looks for the options, sends a nice crossfield ball across for Shauna Doherty. Shauna Doherty will have a goal at the post there. Can she get their first score in the second half? Shauna Doherty delivers on 10 minutes. An excellent pass from Grania Holmes. It's all square.
Supervision from Grania Holmes there, saw the space, had Katie McMullen and Shauna Doherty out in that space. Shauna Doherty got there first and had the confidence then to have a shot and lofted it over the bar. So super score from Clanmaurice, or for Eoghan Rua.
8 points to Clanmaurice, 1-5 to Eoghan Rua, and the ball is driven down the middle of the field again. Who will win this particular exchange in this final? It's won by Clanmaurice, it's won by Anne-Marie Lean. Anne-Marie Lean down towards the attack. Jackie Horgan gets a touch in this. She has the ball, trying to get away from Maria Mooney. She still has the hurl, she still has the ball, she goes to the shot. Jackie Horgan looks good. It's gone wide. I thought the umpire was looking at the white flag. They're not happy about that decision, or Clanmaurice.
It looked like the advantage was being played until Jackie got that shot away, and when the shot got away the hand went down to show the advantage was over. But I think from a Clanmaurice point of view, you'd be happier to have taken the free and you'd have put your money on Jackie or maybe Patrice to have scored it from the dead ball. But what a catch from Jackie Horgan inside, and super hands.
We often hear about referee assessors at games. We have about 2,000 of them here in Drogheda. Eoghan Rua on the attack again. Katie Mullen sending it down towards the attack, but Clanmaurice in possession, and Niamh Lean growing in influence in the second half, holding off the attackers from Eoghan Rua, but needs support. But Eoghan Rua also support too, and great work by Grania Holmes to help win the ball back. Sends it in towards space inside, looking to see if perhaps Shauna Doherty can get in the middle of this. Not to be in this occasion. Claire Holly was there as well, and Sarah Murphy will bring it out in the direction of Patrice Diggin. Patrice Diggin goes onto her knees there, just trying to get her body in the way of Katie Mullen. That's a battle we'd love to see. Them two go up against each other for the remainder of the game. Rosanna McAleese, can she win the race for this ball? She's been put under pressure by Rachel McCarthy, but Rosanna McAleese still there in the middle of the two Clanmaurice players. Another in to help out, and Grania Holmes in again, helping out. So is Patrice Diggin. Patrice Diggin did well. Can she keep the ball in play? Not to be. That'll be an Eoghan Rua ball. Patrice Diggin did everything she could, just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, and the initial ball out, I think, from Sarah Murphy, the hand pass to Patrice, just probably put a little bit of pressure on Patrice to try and gain possession, and Katie Mullen breathing down her neck. So lovely little passage of play there, but eventually just rolled out over the line away from Patrice. And Clanmaurice battling hard back there, but finding it hard to get out of their own half of the field with the pressure that's been applied by the Eoghan Rua forwards.
Grania Holmes getting ready to take this inside the 45 metre line. Gets it across there again. She's great fishing as Grania Holmes. Tried to find Shauna Doherty again. It didn't pan out. And Evelyn does enough. Gives the pass to Aoife Behan. Aoife Behan though takes the shoulder from Claire Holly. Claire Holly has Clodagh McIntyre for support. Not Clodagh. Louise McIntyre for support. There is a shot for Eoghan Rua. It's batted down. Danger. And Katie Mullen is lurking. And Aoife Fitzgerald has to be very, very careful. Aoife Fitzgerald does win the ball. Gets it away. The second time in the game that Aoife Fitzgerald, or in a half inch there, has been alert to stop Eoghan Rua getting something big. Two passes there. We're Patrice digging the other end of the field. Can Clanmaurice punish this? Maria Mooney gets a touch, but Jackie Horgan with the raise into the back there. I think it's a free, and I thought the referee was turning the other way for a moment, but it is with a foul into Jackie Horgan. It's going to be a Clanmaurice free.
No, the Clanmaurice crowd wouldn't have left him away with that one, I think, a second time, but no doubt about it. Jackie got out in front there, got a little push in the back from Maria Mooney, and down she went in a free. But again, route one ball from Patrice Diggin, picked up a lovely ball from Rachel McCarthy in the half back line. Great vision from her to pick out Patrice, and then that long ball into Jackie inside.
We talked about a kind of a double point turnaround in the first half for Eoghan Rua, about Clanmaurice about to do one themselves after being under pressure in defence. Can Jackie Horgan put them back in front? Jackie Horgan with the free for Clanmaurice. 14 minutes gone in the second half, and they are gone back in front. 9 points to 1-5.
Yeah, and it's important now for Clanmaurice to try and gain possession of this puck out again from Eoghan Rua. They've struggled to get out of their own half of the field, so if they can put a little bit of pressure on Eoghan Rua down here now and try and keep some of their players here.
Grace McMullen, or not, Maria Mooney actually is the fullback. Grace McMullen is the goalkeeper, but Maria Mooney, the fullback, takes the clearance out towards the middle again. Rachel McCarthy against Megan Kerr, the latest instalment of that chapter, but also the latest instalment of Katie Mullen going to the attack. Katie Mullen trying to turn inside two players, gets blocked in that occasion by Elaine Ryle, but Elaine Ryle doesn't hold on to it because Rosanna McAleese is there trying to find a way inside, holds on to possession, looks around for options. Eoghan Rua, are they getting better at finding the passes? Megan Kerr inside towards the attack. Shauna Doherty trying to win this race there, but she fouled, and the referee, has he blown the whistle? He's going inside anyway, Elaine. The decision's going to be met here.
Yeah, I think the decision to get in quickly is to see exactly where the foul took place there, because I don't think there was any doubt. Fitzgerald came out off her line, but probably a little bit slower to come out off it than Eoghan Rua were to get onto that breaking ball, and he's certainly going to consult with his umpires there, but this could be a huge decision.
A massive moment in this game, this Junior A Camogie final, sponsored by AIB. Shauna Doherty fouled. It's going to be an advantage for Eoghan Rua, but is it going to be a penalty, or is it going to be a 20-metre free? There's the question we're about to find out from the official from Kinvara in County Galway, John McDonough, and he's having a look around. Is he indicating the free? He's going having a chat with the player anyway. I'm still not 100% certain. I think it's a 20-metre free, Elaine, but it still hasn't been determined, is it?
No, but I think from the way he points there and the way the Clanmaurice players have got back onto the end line, maybe they're just willing him to make it a 21 by line in the goal, but no, it looks like the free was just outside the edge of the square, so it's going to be a 21-yard free.
So the decision has been made into the final quarter of this game. 1 point between the teams, and what will Grania Holmes do here? You'd expect her to put this over the bar. She might go low yet, you wouldn't know. Grania Holmes goes high, goes over the bar. We're level again. It's 1-6 to 9 points.
Yeah, and again, whatever one team asks, the other responds just in kind at the far end. That super score from Jackie Horgan at one end, and then bookend by Grania Holmes' point at the other end. So as cleanly and hotly contested as it was in the first half, the second half is panning out exactly the same way.
It's not going to disappoint if you're enjoying. We hope you're enjoying our coverage, and if you are, stick with us all the way to the finish of this match, because we have no idea who's going to win this game, and I don't think anybody here in Drogheda or anybody watching us around the world has an idea. What we do know is Aoife Behan has the ball. She plays for Clanmaurice, but she's been stopped by Megan Kerr, and Megan Kerr gets in the way again, booting along the ground, and again the scramble between the two teams. Also when there was Eilish McNamee and Marie Lean. Where's number 10 for Clanmaurice? You saw Rosanna McAleese on your screen as well. Good passes from Eoghan Rua. Eilish McNamee down towards the attack, down towards Katie. Katie Mullen there trying to move the ball, has support, but she might go herself. Katie's on the move again. Katie Mullen on the move for Eoghan Rua. Will go for the shot, go for the score, puts the ball over the bar. Eoghan Rua go back into the lead. Katie Mullen, what a score. 1-7 to 9 points.
And again, it came from the pressure that Eoghan Rua put on the Clanmaurice players around the middle of the field. Aoife Behan looked to have that ball in her hand, looked to be making a break from the middle of the field, but credit Clanmaurice or Eoghan Rua, they got the turnover, they turned it over, and then they made a count on the scoreboard.
The referee is having a word with the Clanmaurice player. Daniel O'Leary is on the ground. There's plenty to keep an eye on here as well. You're seeing John McDonough have a word. I'm just trying to think, Sarah Murphy give a yellow card to, but Daniel O'Leary was on the ground. She's okay. She's on her feet, and you can hear them in the background. The Eoghan Rua supporters are getting into song, but I can tell you, the young supporters up at the railing at the back here of the main stand, they have their colours out there and the flag as well. They're cheering on their team. They're cheering on Grania Holmes, who sends the ball in towards the attack. Aoife Fitzgerald getting away from Louise McIntyre and gets the ball out the field again, out towards the middle of the park. Eoghan Rua sense if they can get a couple of scores here, that this really could happen, and not many people would have expected this. 2 times All-Ireland Intermediate Champions in 2011 and 2012, and then in the doldrums for a couple of years, going down to divisions, and here they are in the junior decider, back, and they're back in the move, they're back in the attack. Rosanna McAleese just was too fast for the ball. Is it fair to say that the pace she had burning the defender, she didn't bring the ball with her? Support is coming in there, but Clanmaurice also have defenders in the way. We look at the clock, 18 and a half minutes gone in the second half, 11 and a half minutes to go. Sarah Murphy to Anne-Marie Lean. Anne-Marie Lean with the clearance down the middle, won by Maeve Duffy. Maeve Duffy turns around to see if they're a better option, decides to back herself on the right hand side down towards Rachel McCarthy. Rachel McCarthy against Rosanna McAleese, and they're fighting for the ball, nobody in control. Megan Kerr with a kick along the ground, a kick for Grania Holmes, and Grania Holmes has got a bit of space. It's opening up here in Drogheda. Grania Holmes with the shot, and Grania Holmes puts the ball over the bar. 11 minutes to go. What a score. 2 points between them.
Yeah, and she's a player who has really come to life in this second half. You know, she's lighting up that full forward line there, not afraid to come out, win the ball. She's sprayed around a couple of good passes to other players inside to get them involved in the play, but well capable of taking her own scores when the opportunity presents.
You can see the score there in the top right of your screen. Eoghan Rua 1-8, Clanmaurice 9 points, 2 points between them, but there's still plenty of camogie to be played here, and Clanmaurice are being known to go the distance. Don't forget, in the 2019 final 2 years ago, Clanmaurice needed late scores to rescue the first day against Raharney, and then they won the replay. After extra time, they went to extra time to beat Raharney again. They will go to the final whistle, but Eoghan Rua are enjoying their best spell of the match. Ailish McNamee brings the ball out the field for Katie Mullen. When Katie Mullen gets a bit of space, she'll take on the player, hits it along the ground. That's great thinking there from Katie Mullen. Hit it along the ground to get round the marker, gets it into Shauna Doherty. Shauna Doherty wins the free, and Eoghan Rua are going to have a chance. Shauna Doherty won the free, but what skill from Katie Mullen. They just be able to pass to herself along the ground and just throw off the Clanmaurice defence.
Yeah, probably as happy playing ball along the ground as any player out there giving her hockey credentials. So just really clever play to keep that ball moving forward and keep Eoghan Rua in the ascendancy, and you know they really have been in the last few minutes there, and if they can nail this score, it certainly stretches a lead that we haven't seen yet today.
Well, we have 3 points between them for the first time, so we can tell you that Julianne O'Keefe is warming up for Clanmaurice and will enter the action shortly. But we're watching Grania Holmes. This will be a great score if she gets it. Grania Holmes, we're watching the umpire there. Everybody's taking their time. Now they cheer because the official has gone for the white flag. Grania Holmes puts 3 between them, 1-9 to 9 points.
Yeah, and what a pressure point, you know, pressure shot on the goal, but no better player to stand up and stand over it. As we said in the last passage of play, she's having a huge impact on this game, and a fitting scorer first to stretch out that lead that they haven't enjoyed yet.
So there's one change there. You would have heard the stadium announcer tell you that Julianne O'Keefe is on. She's replacing Edel Slattery. I'm keeping an eye over on Colleen McColgan for Eoghan Rua. They still haven't brought her into the action yet. They don't want to disrupt their rhythm at the moment as they lead by 3 points. And the next score is vital because if 4 get between them, this might be very difficult for Clanmaurice to come back. This is Megan Kerr. Megan Kerr's on the run. Turns to her left. Goes for the shot. A block from Niamh Lean. Out for the 45. Maybe she should have taken the point. It would have been a super goal if she got it. There will be a 45.
It would have been on for goal of the year on the 5th of March or whatever we're in. Well, what a run. And you know, worth remembering that she took that ball from Patrice Diggum around the middle of the field, a run straight down the heart of the Clanmaurice defence, and Eoghan Rua just starting to stretch the legs a little bit here now at the minute. As you said, could probably have put it over the bar, but I suppose momentum with her, she saw it opening up in front of her, had the shot, and sometimes, you know, fortune favours the brave, and she went for it. But super block for Clanmaurice there, and that's certainly kept out an almost certain goal.
Great block from Niamh. It was at the expense of the 45, but of course now Gráinne Holmes has the opportunity, 8 minutes to go, to put 4 points between the teams, the biggest margin so far, and this could be the most vital score of the day. Gráinne Holmes hits it, didn't get the contact on it. Eve Fitzgerald had to go back on her line though to make sure she didn't get more out of that, so remains a 3-point ball game. The game is very much alive, but Clanmaurice have given the ball away. Gráinne Holmes is going to get a second bite of the cherry. Will she take it? Yes, she does. Clanmaurice can only blame themselves for that one. It goes over the bar, 110 to 9 points.
Yeah, you don't give Gráinne Holmes a second chance. You know, the free, although it was hit short, also looked dangerous. You know, those ones often drift in, and credit to Clanmaurice, they coped with it reasonably well initially, but the off ball then just didn't go straight to hand and gave Gráinne Holmes that second chance, and she didn't need a second asking.
110 to 9 points, 5 points in a row for Eoghan Rua. They trail by 9 points to 1-5. Clanmaurice have not scored since a free for Jackie Horgan on 44 minutes. That was only 10 minutes ago, but what damage Eoghan Rua have done in that 10-minute spell. Clanmaurice need a score, get us back to one puck of the ball, one goal opportunity as we count the clock down, and Maria Maroney had the ball. A touch of it, Clanmaurice take, it's gone out for a sideline cut. The far side of the field is going to favour Eoghan Rua, and Elaine, again, we're not daring to suggest anything yet, but 4 points is going to be difficult to pull back as it is. Even another score, put 5, it's going to put Clanmaurice under serious pressure.
Yeah, and that's why I suppose Gráinne Holmes missing that 45, or it dropping short was you know, it kept the 3 points in it, and Clanmaurice should really have done better with it and kept it to a 3-point game, and it's a 1-score game then. But unfortunately, when she got the second chance, as you said, it just stretches it out to 4. It's 2 scores now, and you know that Eoghan Rua defence are tight back there, and Maeve Duffy is really, really good at sitting back in that pocket and controlling things. So you know, Clanmaurice finding it hard to get those scores, and now they need 2 to get themselves back on parity.
They got a line ball the far side of the field, but an attempted pass was cut out by Megan Kerr on that occasion. She's off in the defence and she does a run that nearly yields a goal. Patrice Diggin, a bit of a snatch in that as well, trying to rally her team to get themselves back going in this game. This comes for Julianne O'Keefe, but Julianne O'Keefe tried to pull the trigger, stopped by Eoghan Rua and stopped by Lucy O'Kane, and Lucy O'Kane sends it out the field, out for touch if we use a rugby term as well. But Eoghan Rua will be happy enough to just slow this game down at this stage.
Yeah, I think just happy enough to get it out of that danger zone, and if it had to go over the line, it had to go over the line. But you know, Lucy O'Kane, another player who's covered oceans of ground out there today, up and down that field, and you know, it's been a hugely physical game on top of everything else, played in the best of spirits, but an absolute physical draining game out there, and both sets of players are absolutely rising to the occasion.
There has to be telling on them as well. Interesting that both managements have only played one substitution each so far. I've no doubt we'll see a few more in the last few minutes. What we're looking at is Gráinne Holmes. Gráinne Holmes on the attack again. Rosanna McAleese to her left. She might go herself. She's going for the shot. Is it going to come in? It might come in. It does come in. And as Gráinne Holmes got the score, that's going to win the All-Ireland for Eoghan Rua. There's 5 between them now. 5 minutes to go. 111 to 9.
I'm not sure if it was the wind carried that over or the Eoghan Rua crowd here on our side, but when it left her hurl, it looked like it mightn't have been heading over that green spot on the crossbar, but once she got it, the strike away, it went over it, and as you said, Eoghan Rua now just really exerting their dominance on the scoreboard more so than anything else in the last few minutes.
If there's anything left in Clanmaurice, we need to see it now. Rachel McCarthy tries to clear, but Gráinne Holmes looks like she's more in the tank and is willing to keep going. Rachel McCarthy did win it on that occasion, but the pass for Kate Lynch, and again the ball doesn't come straight away, and Clanmaurice making work out of this. A foul won by Anne-Marie Lean, and this is an opportunity for Mike Enright's team. Just need to get a score, gets us back to a 4-point ball game. Are we going to have a hold up and play? There is a player on the ground. I think it's Daniel O'Leary. I think it's a problem with the boots. The official John McDonough hasn't indicated that he's stopping the play yet, so Patrice Diggin is going to take this free, and Patrice, this is the time to get a score, and she started off the second half with a flourish with 2 scores straight away. Takes the free, well, it hasn't gone down. The goalkeepers are fierce mad to be tapping crossbars here today before the ball goes dead. Jackie Horgan has the ball, trying to work her way inside as the referee indicated a foul, and the hands are around her, so it's going to be a free for Clanmaurice. You can see the anxiousness creeping in with Clanmaurice, but they just need to get a score with this, get themselves back up and going.
Yeah, and what a super free from Patrice Diggin initially there. You know, it was dropping lovely into that top corner, really well positioned free, but really well read by the Eoghan Rua defence, and broke to Jackie Horgan then, and I think they probably did the right thing by trying to pull her down where they did rather than letting her gain any momentum and possibly conceding a penalty in there.
So Daniel O'Leary is back in the field, of course, a forward here. She's played full-back against Antrim in the 2022 league so far. Jackie Horgan, big moment, 5 points in the game so far. What's she going to do here? Eoghan Rua taking no chances, forming two lines to try and block this ball. Jackie will probably pat this over the bar, just teases them a little bit, but puts the ball over the bar. 3 minutes to go here in the All-Ireland final. It's a 4-point ball game, 10 points to 111.
Yeah, and probably the right decision from Jackie there, just to get a score on the board for Clanmaurice. And look, I know I said it before, but this is the puck out they really, really need to win now and try and get back in and attack that Eoghan Rua defence.
Maria Mooney takes the puck out for Eoghan Rua, looking for Katie Mullen, just travels over herself and Sarah Murphy. Sarah Murphy goes to ground, looking around for options there. Eoghan Rua getting the bodies in. Rosanna McAleese in the mix as well, but so is Sarah Murphy, and Patrice Diggin wins the ball for Clanmaurice. They need another score, get this back to a goal. Then anything is possible. The crossfield ball down in the direction of Julianne O'Keefe. Julianne O'Keefe along the ground sends it in towards the goal, and there was a bit of hesitation there from Grace McMullen, and Jessica Patel applied the pressure. They haven't got it out yet, but she did well to get it out some of the way. But Eoghan Rua have to get their bodies back, and they're very slow coming back at this occasion. Lucy O'Kane is there, goes to ground in battle for possession continues. I look at the watch, 2 minutes to go. The official hasn't announced how much at a time we're going to have yet. What we do have is a 4-point ball game, and it's Eoghan Rua in the lead, and good work on the occasion by, is it Maria Mooney? Maria Mooney sends it out the field down towards the left for Michelle Costello. Well, I was going to say it was going to come to meet the ball, but it just gets away from her, and this is important for Clanmaurice to try and get this back down the field. But you can see Eoghan Rua, there's 4 players in there, all fighting for the ball, all hungry for possession, all knowing that the next score they want to get, they do not want to let Clanmaurice back to within 1 puck of the ball. I think the referee is going to throw this in, get us up and going again. We are just entering the final minute of normal time in this Junior A final, and I think we've been told, we're watching the fourth official as well, and he's indicating 2 minutes of at a time. He hasn't put it up yet, but I've seen his screen. So we've 3 minutes to go. 3 in total, 1 of normal time, 2 of at a time, 3 minutes in for Clanmaurice to save this.
Absolutely, look, and they're dying with their boots on out there. They're not done yet. They're building up another attack here now, but you know, all the pressure will be on them to try and get a score. Eoghan Rua will be happy to just take ruck balls, line balls, whatever they can, just to run down that clock now.
Down the other end of the field, Megan Kerr sent it down the direction of Shauna Doherty, and Michelle Costello had to be very, very alert there to keep the ball away from the goal. Certainly a goal will wrap this up. Louise McIntyre with the ball for Eoghan Rua, gives it to Rosanna McAleese. Rosanna McAleese trying to turn it around. They're being told no spectators on the pitch. It is part of a double header. That'll be a challenge for the Stewarts to do, and we'll have to worry about that when the game is over. Michelle Costello uses one hand to get the ball away, needs support. Daniel O'Leary, you can see a bit of a limp there in her as well. She's been down a couple of times, gives it to Elaine Ryle, blocked down by Eoghan Rua, and Clanmaurice are playing the ball in their own 45-metre line. We are into the injury time, 2 minutes to go. Clanmaurice need 2 scores, one of them has to be a goal. Patrice Diggin brings it up the field, wins the foul in the process, and wants to get on with this. Looking around, where's Jackie, where's everyone else? She can see Jackie, can she get the ball down to her? That's the question. Down towards enemy territory. Eoghan Rua put this thing up. Julianne O'Keefe with a snap shot on the ground, doesn't get the power on it, and Maeve Duffy will meet this and clears the ball for Eoghan Rua. Down the far side of the field, Donia O'Connor will try and get this back down for Clanmaurice. She has the ball, gives the pass for Aoife Behan. The Eoghan Rua fans are singing, but it's not over yet. It's nearly over though, as they try to get the ball here are Clanmaurice, and Lucy O'Kane again in there fighting for it. Elaine Hill will be picking her player of the match in just a few moments, but this passage of play is vital, and Lucy O'Kane wins it for Eoghan Rua, sends it down the field and down towards the other side of it now, and Clanmaurice have it again through Elaine Ryle. Elaine Ryle finds a teammate, finds Niamh Lean. Niamh Lean with a pass out for Sarah Murphy, and Sarah Murphy down the middle, but it's won back by Ailish McNamee. Is she about to lift the trophy? She gives the pass forward, doesn't find a teammate. I think she was looking for Katie Mullen, but not to be, and Clanmaurice now one last throw of the dice. You would feel the ball for Aoife Behan. They have to get something out of this. Balls for Jackie Horgan. She wasn't been given much space. The scramble, defenders against attackers. Jackie Horgan is the ball. She needs the shot. A save! It's a goal! Well, I thought it was saved, but it is a goal. What drama, Helene, at the end. I was celebrating the save, but you were marking the goal.
Yeah, credit to, Grace McMullen, got her hurl to it, but just the backspin of it carried it over the line. Credit the umpire on the right down there. He was quick off his mark to raise that green flag, and a real lifeline now for Clanmaurice.
It's 110 to 111. What a dramatic finish. Will Clanmaurice get one more chance? The referee blows the whistle. He spotted the foul, and I think it's going to be a free in for Eoghan Rua. And all of a sudden we just take a moment to catch our breath. What drama. I thought the save was there, but as Elaine said, the umpire alert, the ball had crossed the line. A goal for Jackie Horgan, a 1 point ball game. Clanmaurice 110, Eoghan Rua 111. If this goes over the bar, you'd imagine it's game over. That being said, Clanmaurice have to clear it quickly and try and get a score before it's a replay. Grania Holmes just used the power wisely, so it goes to the left and wide. Is there one last chance for Clanmaurice, Elaine? That's the question.
It's down to the referee and what time he gives now. We're at 32.
We've been nearly 3 minutes. He said 2.
So we're nearly there, and you'd imagine from his position he's going to blow it up here.
He's the whistle in his mouth. It's all over. And Eoghan Rua from Derry, 10 years of hurt have come to an end, and they are the All-Ireland champions. They have beaten Clanmaurice 111 to 110 here in the All-Ireland Junior A final. Elaine, attempt to sum up what we just watched.
You couldn't do it justice with words. You just couldn't. The atmosphere here from the throw-in today, the game itself, there was no quarter after given. Both teams drained themselves out on that field down to the line. The hurling, the hooking, the blocking, the pace, the passion of it all was just phenomenal. And it may be the junior championship, but they certainly believe that title today. We'll do well to see a better final here over the weekend of the club championships. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I think, you know, Eoghan Rua probably, when they got their purple patch, just made it count that little bit more on the scoreboard, and Clanmaurice will be left to regret a couple of decisions further out the field. But look, that last goal for Jackie Horgan, if it had come a little bit sooner, there was still oil there in the tank. You know, Clanmaurice could have pulled something out of it. Credit to Eoghan Rua for their composure and how they finished out that game. When the need was the greatest, they came up with the scores.
We're going to the presentation in a moment, Elaine. Just before we do, your top players and your overall player of the match.
Yeah, look, from a Clanmaurice point of view, I suppose Niamh at full back, Patrice Diggam around the middle of the field, and Jackie Horgan at full forward, obviously with all those scores. And from an Eoghan Rua point of view, look, I thought they were outstanding all over the field. Grace McMullen so assured in goal, Maria Mooney at full back, Maeve Duffy had a super game, added Megan Carr around the middle of the field. But for me, when the game needed it the most, it was Grania Holmes at number 13 that stood up. Grania Holmes at 13 that stood up and just took the game straight to Clanmaurice. Had a couple of pressure frees there, missed the last one. She would have been disappointed about had the result not gone her way. But look, I think it was 7 points she scored in total, and really just took that game by the scruff of the neck in the second half, and ensured Eoghan Rua got over the end line. So for me, number 13, Grania Holmes, player of the match.
Grania Holmes, well done. You are the player of the match. Hard take for Clanmaurice, but we're going to take a break now. Thank you, Elaine, here. Of course, it won't be too long before myself and Elaine are back in the commentary box for the second of our Super Weekend of Camogie finals. It's the Junior B final at 2:30. But stay with us here, because coming up in a moment, we'll have the presentation to the winning captain, Eilish McNamee, Eoghan Rua from Derry, All Ireland AIB Junior A Camogie champions for 2021.
have your attention for a few minutes. We just want to say a few words of thanks, particularly to your rallies, to giving us the use of the pitch today. It's wonderful that they've given it for both games. It's very difficult to get double headers at this time of year, so we really appreciate all that they've done today in this fine venue, so a big thank you to them. I'd also like to thank AIB. AIB have been strong supporters of women's sport for a long time now, and they've been very good supporters of Camogie in particular, so we really appreciate all that they do. And I think when we see the ads on TV and we see that they treat us as an equal, we have to commend AIB for all that they do for women's sport, so we particularly would like to thank them today. And the first duty we're going to have is that Michael Green from AIB is going to present the player of the match. And the player of the match is number 13 from Eoghan Rua, Eoghan Rua. I'd also like to thank John McDonough and all the match officials. They did a fine job today, so we appreciate that. It was a tough match, and our hearts are breaking for Clanmaurice. But Eoghan Rua, you came here with a determination, and you're going to go home worthy champions, so you are. So, on behalf of the Camogie Association, it gives me great pleasure to present the AIB Junior All-Ireland Club Championship Cup to Eilish McNamee, the Eoghan Rua captain.
Firstly, I'd like to thank all the supporters for coming out today from both teams. We all really appreciate it, and we know everyone has a bit of a journey to make today, so thank you so much. Thank you for coming and making it the game that it was. Secondly, I'd like to thank everyone here at the pitch today, and to the referee. It was a great game, and thanks for refereeing so fairly, and to the umpires, to the linesmen. Thank you very much. To everyone from the Camogie Association, thank you for running this fantastic championship and letting us get out here every year and play Camogie. And to everyone at Ulster Camogie and Derry Camogie, thank you for being such a great support throughout the season. To Clanmaurice girls, you played a tough game right to the end there. You kept fighting. We knew when we were coming up here today we were really going to be up against it. You just some unreal players. So girls, well done. Don't think you just marked, and I'm sure we'll hear you again some point. So 3 cheers for Clanmaurice. That's it. That's it. That's it. So on road, girls, we trained hard, we worked hard, and we got here today. So it's just a testament to us and how we done throughout the season. To our own management team, to Mary, to Leslie, to Shira, to Judith, our physios for looking after us, to John as well, and to Brendan McFarlane. Thank you for putting up with all of us and working really, really hard. You're legends, so thank you very much. And yeah, thank you once again to everybody and girls. Well done.
Welcome back here to O'Reilly's GA in Drogheda in County Louth at the end of an epic AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie final. Delighted to be joined by the Eoghan Rua manager, Brendan McLernan. Brendan, you were just saying to me off air there, normally you get a chance, you thought you were in a position you might get to enjoy the last couple of moments.
Well, very often you don't get a chance. And today when we were 5 points up and a couple of minutes ago, I thought, God, and we had the momentum, I thought, God, I'm going to be able to enjoy this, you know. And then in a blink of the eye, you know, it was 4 points and then it was a goal and it was a point, and you were thinking, I shouldn't have thought that it was going to be easy. And with that team, you know, with Clanmaurice, you know, you should have known it was never going to be easy. You know, I thought they played superbly. We
were able to enjoy the match. Say a lot of supporters were able to enjoy the match, but I can imagine for yourself in the line it's hard to enjoy it too. But it was a win for both teams for work rate, a dedication, tackles. It wasn't just about the big scores.
Oh no, well we always thought our mantra is, you know, it's about hooking, blocking, tackling. You know, and I thought we did that superbly, as did they. But that's what wins games, you know, and we're just so glad that we came out the right end of it.
In both halves, it took you about 5 minutes to get going in each half, you'll probably admit, but when you settled in, you really got on top of your battles.
The first 10 minutes, I don't know why, we did the same in the semi-final. The first half of the semi-final, we weren't at it. We had the wind behind us, we were only 2 points up. You know, I don't know, and we said we weren't going to do that, but once we settled into it, you know, I always felt, you know, that we would be able to get control. And the crucial thing was when we did get a bit of control, which was like kind of 10 minutes into the second half, we had to make it count, and we did. I think we got maybe 4 scores, 5 scores without reply, and you know, and we knew that our fitness would mean that however fit they were, we were going to be fitter at the end, and I think that probably told.
You had a couple of hairy moments in defence, but you kept composure as well, and you turned the ball around again. Yes, you got caught once or twice, but you managed to clear the ball more times than not.
A couple of very experienced players in the defence there, like Maeve Duffy, formerly Maeve McGoldrick, and Maria Minnie. You know, they're very experienced players. You know, so it looked a bit panicky at times, but. You know,
never any fair.
You're never going to play an All-Ireland final and not be under pressure at some stage. You're never going to play an All-Ireland final and be able to say, we hadn't a care there. You know, so just. But there's no quitting on those girls. You know.
And it showed out there, Brendan. 2 questions before I let you go. I don't have time to go through all the big scores, but I'll pick 2. Katie Mullen's goal.
Yeah.
Like, what a moment for herself too. Like, she plays World Cups and all that, but this will need so much. But a cracking goal in the first half.
Yeah. Well, and just when we needed it. Because it was 4-2, and you know we weren't really, and I think that kind of was the spark that set us back going again. You know, Kerry's a wonderful player. She's juggling so many balls in the air to be able to play for us.
Doing it very well from what we saw out there.
Oh yeah, strong, physical. But see, Katie's a competitor. If you were playing Katie at anything, at Scrabble or anything, Katie's a competitor. You know, she wants to win. She's never going to do anything half-hearted. When she commits to us, it's 100%. She's not thinking I've hockey training tomorrow. You know, she's committed. But you know, we've a whole lot of other really, really good girls. You know, we're lucky to have.
And one other as well. We're going to bring her over now in a moment. The player of the match, Grania Holmes, especially in the second half, she really stood up.
Yeah. Well, class, former All-Star, class act.
Brendan, I'm going to go let you celebrate with your team. We won't keep growing you too long. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a million for joining us here. And now we'll be joined by the player of the match, Grania Holmes. Grania, just come over here to the microphone there as well.
Hi.
First things first, you've waited long enough with the third one. Congratulations, All-Ireland champions.
Yeah, oh my word, it was just so amazing to be back in a final again. I think the last time we were in a final was 8 years ago. Bit of a drought, but it's brilliant to be back.
And it was a golden period there for 3 years. He won the 2 intermediate titles in Grove Park, made the senior semi-final, and I suppose dipped off the radar for a while, but you always believed you could get yourselves back up there.
Yeah, I was just saying to Elaine, like female sports and female sports teams are so changeable year on year. There's a lot of girls went off and had babies, and this year everybody seemed to be back from having babies and back from travel, and I suppose COVID has kind of contributed to having everybody back together. So we just gave it a final push this year to see how we could get on, and sure, it's brilliant. Like
brilliant as well. You had to wait for your semi-finals. It was only a 7-day turnaround or 6-day turnaround, I think, was it, coming into this game, which got out. Clanmaurice were favourites as well, but I said it to myself at the start of the commentary, you have a pedigree of winning All-Ireland finals, and once you settled into the game, you showed you were here to play.
we always seem to be a bit slow to get going. It takes us nearly to get to the second half before the wheels are in motion. But yeah, we've got a lot of experience on the team, and then you combine that with the youth and the young girls coming through. We were kind of quietly confident, but we knew in Clanmaurice, like, they have some of the best players in Ireland, like Horgan and Patrice Diggin in midfield. Like, they're phenomenal players, and as a team they play for the county team together, they play for the club together, they know each other inside out, so we knew to win today we were going to have to be on top of our game.
He led by a point at half time, but barely 2 blinks of the eye. You're a point down in the second half, and it looked like Clanmaurice were turning the screw. But as you said there, you just waited till you settled, you got on with the task again, and eventually you got that purple patch that you pulled clear.
Yeah, we got the purple patch, it was great. But if I'm being totally honest, like, my nerves were gone there at the end when that goal went in, because I wasn't sure how long was left. And sometimes when there's only a point in it, you find that gives the other team momentum, and if the referee played enough time, you know, they could have got the score to take it to a draw. But I'm just at the age now where extra time I couldn't have dealt with it. My legs were giving up, so I'm so glad he blew the whistle when he did, and we came out on the right side.
Claude, you're going to ask you 2 more questions before I let you celebrate. Of course, your point at the end, floating the ball over the bar, was a superb score as well. You got yourselves into a 4 or 5 point advantage as well before that scary moment at the end. Were you starting to feel this is going to happen for us?
Yeah, we had a wee bit of momentum, and every time we got a score, I think Katie got the first score in that kind of purple patch, and we kept saying one more score, and it kept ticking over, which was great. And we gathered momentum, but I suppose teams get purple patches at different times in games, and you just have to try and ride out their period of dominance and not concede too much. And I felt like our defence and our tackling, well, to be fair, I think the hooking and blocking and tackling for both teams today was phenomenal. Serious intensity.
It was a cracking game. We were saying that throughout the commentary as well, like, you know, the work rate from both teams, even in all ends of the field. It wasn't just about the scores. At the end there, Clanmaurice get the goal. There was all drama because we thought Grace had saved it for a moment down the other and Juva free. I reckon you just wanted to hit the ball.
Somebody shouted put it wide or put it dead, and I was like, if this goes dead, I just hope to goodness he blows the final whistle. So yeah, I mean, I should have put it over, but sure.
John McDonough came to the rescue finally before I let you go. What does it mean to this team? Because not just is it an All-Ireland title, but it's a comeback after being away. You mentioned babies, marriages, everything, to win an All-Ireland title again.
There's so many girls here today watching in the stand who were here back in 2011, 2012, and there's actually one of our players, Cara McPeak, is getting married today, and one of the girls that's on the team had to go and be bridesmaid, and there's 5 or 6 of us. Grace McMullen and Mary, the management, they're her aunts. We can't be at her wedding today, so we did it for Cara, we did it for the support, the community, and it's just brilliant in our wee town in the North Coast to have this and to give the young people in the club something to look up to, so they know they can reach All-Ireland finals and win them. So it's brilliant for our community.
Well, it's a celebration now. I know that's going to be a wedding reception to enjoy later on. I'm going to let you go. Claude, you player of the match, All-Ireland champion, well done. So that's it. We'll bring Elaine Aylwood in for a couple of minutes before we wrap up our broadcast of the first of 4 All-Ireland finals this weekend, and one of 2 today. We'll be back again shortly with the Junior B final. Elaine, we've had a chance to take it all in. We've got reaction from Eoghan Rua as well, and the general feeling is a great game of camogie. Little consolation for Clanmaurice now, but they played their part in an epic day. Absolutely.
Look, and as you said, it's the first of 4 finals this weekend. The bar is well and truly set now for the other teams to match the excitement levels and the skill on show here today. A super win for Eoghan Rua. Look, they just got their house in order, I suppose, this year. They'd had players away, they'd had kids, they were back, and as Grania said, she felt it was one last throw of the dice for a lot of those players, and they certainly showed that out there today. Look, it could have gone either way. It went right down to the wire, and if there was a few more minutes left in it, who's to have bet against Clanmaurice getting that equalising score? But look, Eoghan Rua hung on there in the end, and I think we're worthy winners over the 60 minutes.
And finally, on Clanmaurice, it'll hurt them. 2 All-Ireland finals losses in a row, especially 2 months apart as well. They'll take some serious picking up. And of course, a lot of them play for Kerry. They'll get back on with that task at hand as well. But this is going to take some picking up. Yeah, and 2 cruel defeats. You know, a goal a couple of weeks ago, a point here today. And there's always ifs, buts and maybes when there's only a 1-score game in it at the end. And look, they will have regrets. They will hurt. You could see from the players. Look, they redeemed themselves so much with that extra time win over Raharney in the All-Ireland semi-final. But look, they came up against an Eoghan Rua team who refused to back down here today. They fought all over the field and pinned Clanmaurice back in time and time again. But as you said, look, they'll be back on the horse in the league with Kerry now in the coming weeks, and they'll get back here. And look, you'll be very surprised if you don't see Clanmaurice back on this stage again in the near future. I've no doubt about it. That was Elaine Elwood, my co-commentator here on the 2021 AIB All-Ireland Junior A Camogie Final, the first of 4 All-Ireland finals this weekend by the Camogie Association. Join us for the second one if you haven't already. It won't be too long away. Myself and Elaine are going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back for live coverage of the Junior B Final. That's between Derry Laughlin from Tyrone and Knocknanna from County Wicklow. That's coming up right here in O'Reilly's GA in Drogheda. But for Eoghan Rua, they're celebrating their All-Ireland champions for the first time in 10 years, and a final score here in the Junior A Final. Eoghan Rua 111, Clanmaurice 110. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. We'll be back very soon.